So Jay,
Yeah.
you have a story. Everybody has a story, but particularly we want you to share your med school experience, your med school story, your med school journey.
Okay. Um, my medical school journey, that's a whole lot of story there. But then it all started when,
You all started when you carried your lunch box. When your mommy dressed you up. I wore you skinny mom, I gave you lunch box.
yeah,
Okay, please go ahead.
it actually like started from when I decided to do science in secondary school. Yeah. So before that, I've always wanted to be a medical doctor. I've always wanted to like save lives, you know, and then plus my mom too. She 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 always wanted me to be a doctor too. And then, so it started when I got admission into medical school. That was in 2015. Yeah, no, sorry, 2016.
Science.
So that was 2016. And, life in school then as a medical student, although it was overhyped then as a 100 level student. So we did the basic things now, general studies, science, and physics 101, bio 101 and all those things, all those courses. And then it was 100 level. It just had 100 level in medical school was just like every other normal 100 level in school, basically. So then my 100 level school was quite fun because aside the whole medical school thing, I was like a socialite. I was popular. I used to do other stuff. I used to dance, and I used to model too. It was just like normal life, normal normal university life as a fresher. And yeah, then fast forward to 200 level when that 200 level was PC1, right? Preclinical one, yeah. Then we started doing the anatomy, physio, biochemistry. Then we just had to study. Yeah, I remember then our anatomy classes, we had to learn a lot of things, biochemistry, physio. Like, you can relate now. Then, so basically life in medical school.
If you were to describe your life in medical school, what would you describe it as? Okay, let's say you use one word to describe your life in medical school. Or a phrase or a sentence. Well, how would you describe it?
Oh, I'm just trying to use a particular because a lot actually happened.
Okay. A lot describes
a lot.
it.
Yeah, a lot for real, a lot. So, but I'm just really thankful for the for the whole journey, the experience, medical school where you meet other bright students,
Oh,
and then you're still yourself, doing your best, doing what you can do best for yourself, like. So medical school actually like exposed me to a lot of things. I met a lot of people, my senior colleagues, my junior colleagues, my friends, Absum sites as a whole. Yeah.
One time this and that.
One time this, my 200 level, I was the assistant director of socials. And then my final year, 500 level to like final year, I was the director of socials.
Okay.
So it's just been a lot, yeah.
It's been a lot. A lot describes Jay's medical school experience. A lot. In fact, a lot. Okay, so why did you choose to study medicine? Why did you choose to study medicine in the first place? Like, were you coherent? Was it parental influence? Was it your personal decision? Did something happen in your life? Maybe a health challenge or somebody close to you, health challenge, or maybe you saw one big uncle, okay, sorry, let me not say big, one uncle, one aunt, and you wanted to have their lifestyle or something like that. Maybe you like their personality. What was it for you?
Um, a lot of things actually.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of things actually. First of all, um, I have this uncle. His name is Uncle Gabriel.
Hi, Uncle Gabriel. In case you watch
Yeah,
this.
his name is Uncle Gabriel. So then, when I was like younger, like in my primary school, yeah, primary school and nursery and primary school. Yeah, because I was really a smart student then, very very smart, very smart. So Uncle Gabe will always like come back. Like he's a doctor now. He's practicing in UK.
Okay.
Yeah. So he always come back then. Um, he always come back then. Whenever I told him about my results, he always like hype me, those kind of things. And then I just like
Alright.
his aura, like a doctor, like. And then another thing is my my mom too. She was like, "Make a way, doctor. This your brain. Our brain, ija."
I want to
This
ask you
kind of
what happened to
thing.
the brain now, but I can't be
So and yeah, my mom, yeah, my parents actually, my dad, my mom too, and then me personally, I just apart from medicine, I don't think I could study any other thing. I didn't like chemistry.
there.
No, I didn't like. I wasn't bad in chemistry, but then the whole chemical mixture, solutions, this one, a lot of things. No, I didn't like engineering too. But somehow I I fell in love with biology, like, and it's kind of biology itself is you want to know more, like a man's body. You want to this is how this thing is like this. Oh, this is how this organ functions. So then secondary school, because in secondary school then they grouped us from SS1A to F or so. So they did A B depending on your junior work result. So AB is arts, ABC arts, then AB D, E, F, and G for science or so. So I was in SS1D, then just did physics, biology, chemistry, like the basic science, yeah, and English. So, and then I found out then I was really doing well in my science courses and all that. So, and then when I was in SS2, I felt so ill. I felt so ill. I felt so ill. It was so bad that I could have died, but then God saved my life. So the doctor that handled me, that treated me, was a pediatrician.
Okay.
So I was admitted in his hospital. The way he took care of me, like, he assured my mom. I know so at the point I was unconscious, but somehow I overheard when he was like telling my mom stuff. This boy is not gonna die. This boy is not gonna die. He's not gonna die. He's not going to die because
So I now want to ask you what specialty do you want to venture into pediatrics?
I don't know yet.
Just be a pediatrician.
I don't know yet. But then that alone, like maybe like, that guy saved my life. I swear. So I got my motivation there too. And then personally, I'm just like a selfless human being. Like I'm really selfless. Yes, I try to help people around. I try to make people smile. So I try to make people happy. Like if you're around my space, if you're in my space, like I just need that. I just want, like if I'm in my space, no dulling vibes. Like you just need to be happy. I just wanted to like help people, treat people, So that alone, I just admire the whole concept of being a doctor, that you're going to keep saving lives like till you die. I mean, that's a whole lot of some kind, some kind of superhero, something.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot actually happened, right? But then Even in my next life,
You still study medicine. So
yes.
you've already answered that because we have.
Even in my next life. I know it sounds, but then, yeah.
Okay. So, did you at any point get tired
Ah,
during your home during your med school journey? Did you get tired at
yes,
some
no.
point?
Yes.
Did you?
There are
Okay.
points. There are
And
some points I got tired. I was like,
did you
I
suffer
started, I started,
depression?
yes, no. And, okay, like, it was really my 200 level. I started, I started reconsidering, like, oh, no, there's a lot. I was enjoying the basic physio, anatomy, biochemistry. Biochemistry was my favorite.
Mm.
But, man, anatomy, when I started doing head and neck, it was just a whole lot, like head and neck, abdomen, lower limb, Jesus. And then the cadaver, the whole, like, then got like, yeah, then my 200 level, when I had my first receipt in medical school, it's normal. Receipt to humble you. So when I had my
Oh
first
my
receipt,
God, the smart J had the receipt.
God. So when I had my first receipt in medical school, that was physiology. I I was depressed. That was like my first time because my friends passed. Like my
Mm.
close friends passed. People like people that I studied together with. Then I just had this receipt. I felt like giving up. I was depressed. I was sad. But then I had to like
Keep
keep
moving.
moving. I had to like just keep moving. And I just thank God for my mom, the kind of parents I have. My mom was always like checking up on me and telling me relax. Because my mom is a teacher, so she knows it's not easy to be a student.
Shout out to Jay's mom.
Yeah, my mom is my biggest supporter. Like,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
So
So, how did you overcome it? Was it only at that level that you felt that you got tired and felt depressed, or did it was it intermittent? Like, was it just that one off time? Then you just kept moving, or there were other points in your medical journey where you experienced that? Do you ever feel like a failure? Judging. I feel like maybe I don't know. I feel like part of being depressed in medical school stems from also feeling like a failure because you failed at a course or something. Do you get?
mm,
But like I noticed that, of course, it's medical school, so some of the brightest students are in the same community with you. Do you
yeah.
get? So it's like you're coming from wherever you're coming from, you were a champion there, and then you now get into this space and you now find out that do you get? So did you ever feel like a failure? How did you overcome it? Because I'm sure there are medical students and there are junior colleagues who may be watching this that may currently be in that state. So how did you overcome it? How would you suggest they overcome it for those who may have a similar experience?
Okay. First of all, I'm just like trying to like I'm trying to picture how I felt like
Yeah.
that period. Uh, it was just first of all my parents, my mom. So when I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I had a receipt. Oh, she was like, Congrats, you've tried.
Oh.
You've tried. It's not easy. I know you. I know you gave it to your best, and so she comforted me. She motivated me. And then prayers too. I started praying. I talked to God. I was like, God, I don't try. You see. Do you understand? And I kept telling God that I'm not a failure. I'm not a failure. I've never failed. I'm not a failure. I cannot fail. I just kept saying that to myself. And then another thing is my friends too, because it was as if like during my receipt time, I made like most friends, like my like the friends I made in medical school, like people like Desire,
Oh.
Kaka,
Oh.
Kusen, Matthew, Obot Precious. It was during receipt, that we bonded because receipt has a way of making you bond it. your G's, like we're in this together. Don't worry, we'll not fail.
I
So
got you.
that was
I got
that
scared,
like
right?
that bond came. We studied together. Like so, the friends, like the people that wrote that particular exam with me, actually like helped me. We were motivating each other. Don't worry, we'll go to and then we started reading. Like we read, and then during that time, it was now very interesting because physiology. So physio is like this, and we just shared knowledge, shared and yeah. So my mom, my friends, God, and then myself. I just kept telling myself,
Okay.
"You do this, you will not fail," and then so that's it.
Interesting. Okay. Who was your first friend in medical school?
My first friend in medical school, his name is Chap Inema Jumbo, Chap Jumbo. Do you know Chap? Do you remember Chap? Chap Jumbo. Don't worry, he's my friend. He was like my first friend in medical school.
Was he a medical student?
Yes.
Okay.
He was.
Okay.
Yeah, Chap Jumbo, Chappy J, my OG.
Shout out to Cham. Shout out to Cham. Okay, so you've already. Okay, we have here. Wait our question again. Okay, we already asked your first friend in medical school. Yeah, some people you will really miss. Who are those people you're going to really miss in medical? Who are those people you're going to miss in medical school?
My friends, I'm going to miss you.
Who are your friends? So we can just call it.
I said I'm going to miss you.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll miss you
miss.
too.
Yeah. My
Jay is
friend.
very annoying, but I'll miss him.
I'm not annoying. I'm a sweet boy, but sometimes I can be annoying. So, yeah. So my friends, Ginikachi, Kaka, Desire, Gold, my flatmates, Cool Sense, Matthew, Mr. Speaker, Dr. Keys. We be together for life. So my friends, Dr. Keys, my classmates, so Emeko Charles, Sonny, Obochi Precious, like the whole of Assemblies Cartel, Breezy, Silencer, Miri, Josh, Daniga, the whole of Ballers group chat, I'm going to miss my friends though. Yeah.
But it doesn't. Yeah, life will throw a lot at us, but I don't think it will end here. Some of them we will still get to connect with them. Okay, that's nice. Okay, I'm ready. What are the things you wish? Like I said, these questions are in no particular order. Maybe we'll do better with arranging them, but just here and there. What are the things you wish you knew? Now, given all you know now and all you in medical school, that's one of the things you wish that you knew before entering medical school. Before entering medical school, there may be secondary school person now who is very enthusiastic to get into the university, to get into medical school in particular, and all that stuff. So, what are some of the things, with all you know now, some of the things you wish you knew before you entered medical school?
Things I wish I knew about the medical school. I mean, medical school taught me a lot, though.
A lot.
Medical school taught me a lot, but things I wish I knew, I don't know what to say.
For me, I think one of the things I wished I knew before entering medical school is it's not all about intelligence.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one of it for me.
It's not, it's not true.
Like I said, imagine some of the best brains that carry the city. That's just one. But it's not all dependent on it. Yeah, intelligence one, but it's not solely dependent on intelligence. So it could be a high flyer in your secondary school days and you will come here. In fact, I feel like Which you get.
Yeah.
So I don't think that
Yeah,
that helps.
it's more of hard work. The more hard work you put in,
I feel like hard work and smart work.
and smart
Because we've
work,
seen
yeah.
lots of persons
Okay, yeah, hard
who
work,
say,
but hard work has to come first before the
yes,
smart work. Yeah. So hard work, smart work, um, yeah. But I'm just trying to think if secondary school we are still little and young and naive.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said now that
So
you are an OG. Let's rephrase it. What would be your advice to your younger self or to your younger colleague or something? What would you tell your younger self? What would you tell your
my younger self. I'll just tell my younger self, come on, Jay, you go read though. Yeah, go. Like it was like they like I mean like then then in secondary school I was the study prep prefect. Yeah. Prep,
Interesting.
I was study prefect. Why does it I was very serious then. Study prefect. Yeah. We are the
That's like
ones.
library prefect.
No, we are the ones that
Okay, study prefect is
study
different
prefect, like
from
prep is studying in the night at night
prep.
from maybe 7 to 9 or something like that.
Okay.
So as a prep prefect, then your job is to drive students and make sure that students attend. So you go to you're like in charge when you're just like in charge. You have to make sure that students go for prep.
What about afternoon prep? Was it just for night?
No, it was just night prep only, study prefect. So you can imagine before you get a post in Federal Government College Mafia, your head supposed day game at the point, you understand? So then I used to study, but then when I got into medical school, that was when I figured out that you have to study. It's not like studying, I mean studying for like 4 hours, 5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, like trying to know a lot, So my advice to my younger self is you just have to be disciplined, know what to do at each time, like just like plan yourself, plan yourself, give more time to studying, give more time to reading, still give more time for your the social life too, because that's another important part of your life, so basically that's just the thing. Just have to like study more and just be yourself, pray.
Okay, so what are some of the study tools that helped you? What are some of the measures you applied?
I'm a very big fan of mnemonics. Yeah, I'm a very, very big fan of mnemonics. Like when something is like hard for me to, get. So most times I use mnemonics. Yeah, that's like that. Then my phone too. I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos then just to understand the basics of So study tips.
Were you one of those who had study groups or you
Yeah, I had study groups. Although me personally, I'm a lone reader.
Okay.
To understand, but then in medical school, that kind of thing, they work. Like you just have to have a study group to make things easy, and then study group like now study group you get you get more knowledge. Like when you're learning from your colleague, it makes more sense.
But some people consider it time wasting.
It's not time wasting. It's not time wasting.
Like,
I study groups, downstairs cartel, then in old medical block, I mean new medical block.
New medical
block, downstairs cartel. Like every like night class. Then my three reading partners, Benikachi, ACK, Desire, and then me. So
and then
And then
Okay.
and then so we used to like study together, discuss, you know. So yeah. I
Okay.
mean, which medicals, like as a medical student, make sure you have a study cartel or a reading cartel. Thank
Some
me later.
people beg to differ. Maybe we'll find some people like that when we
Did
get
you
their
did
own
you have
self.
study?
I think I kind of struggled. So I felt I did better reading on my own. Okay, I feel like what my final deduction was I did better when I read on my own, then come out to join other people.
That's how it works
And,
now.
yeah, and also there was something else that really worked out for me. I don't know. If you just tell me something, it sticks. My shout out to Aiden. Aiden did that a lot for me. Like she would just say something, maybe I had not read it or something, but she was not just IJ though, but then you just say something and it sticks to my head. So yeah. But for me, study groups worked much better for me when it was time to answer past questions, solve past questions,
Multiple choice,
MCQs,
MCQs,
picture tests,
picture
and
test.
all that stuff. And there's something about studying, being in the midst of people when you're studying. I prefer to be in the midst of that because somebody will say something down.
Yeah,
So
that'll help
I
you
don't know. It was just
in between.
yeah. I wasn't. Yeah, study group. Okay, or maybe I'm lagging and I need to step up. Yeah, something like that. It even made me. I had at some point I was because it seems like everybody. They're in preclinical days. I struggled so much with that thing that I had to start asking questions because it looks like everybody had a study group. And I did
So
not, it was just me. I did not have a very large group. It was just me and maybe one other person, some other person. That was just it for me. So it was looking like everybody had, and then there was so much quote, protocols
to
to
join
join.
study group,
I found it really, I don't know, I found that
yeah, you have to meet up to the
you can
expectation.
get, and before you even, then if you decide to join a study group, they had lots of things and all. I don't know. But I remember one of my senior colleagues, Dr. George Brown, I think he was the one that finally gave me some sort of perspective about the whole thing that I adopted. He said if it does not work for you, don't force it. And that was what he told me. If it does not work for you, don't force it. You know that reading a book does not really work for you. Don't force it.
It's not, it's not really reading in a group.
Like
For me
sorry,
now,
having a study group,
yeah,
having a study group. Some people prefer to read by themselves. Some people prefer to read with just one person. Some people prefer to read just two.
yeah, just
You get. But
two.
that whole study group thing was a lot. But I had it. Finally, I ended up having a study group, a large study group in final year, and it was an amazing one. Will you practice medicine?
That's not. Oh,
Will you practice here in Nigeria? Be a patriotic Nigerian.
no, 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 no.
Try and fix our healthcare sector. Healthcare system. We are going to Japan.
I'll practice a little here in Nigeria, and then I'll jump back. Cause I mean, Niger sweet though. Niger sweet when you get money. So if I get money, I would like to like practice a little in Nigeria and then jump back. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So you already decided if not medicine.
If not medicine, no,
Which one you said?
no.
So if not medicine,
If
what?
not medicine, if not medicine, it will be my talent,
Which are
which are
which means or which are
which are uh, my talents, dancing. I have a dance academy, high step dance academy, fashion. I'm a fashionista, and then I can act. So yeah, I used to act in church then.
really shouts
Drama,
of joy
yes,
and
now
shouts
shouts
of
of
grace.
grace. Drama. I used to dance. I used to act. Every expression service at the expression Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would have been my talent, and we all know Nigeria. I mean, now talent now to prove you. So if you don't have talent, so it would have been my talent basically fashion, like big time fashion. I'm going to fashion modeling. Yeah. But aside from that, medicine or medicine. Yeah.
Think of this.
Medicine or medicine or
Okay, okay. So Jay, I don't know if something. I don't know if our lightning is being affected.
just tap the screen.
Okay. So is there something you want to? Is there something else you want to say? Is there something else you want to tell us? Is there something maybe when this by the time this video gets out, when in 5 years time, 2 years time, you look back at it, then
Yeah.
just drop a gem for us. Okay.
What I would say is, in this life, you know, the way your face is different from my face, is the way your race is different from my race. Is the way your destiny is different from my destiny. You understand? So, um, my life generally has just been about sticking to sticking to the plan, sticking to know where you're coming from. First of all, very important. Know where you're coming from first, and then like live your life. Live your life. Live your life the way the way like destiny or the way God has proposed it to be. You understand? Just one day at a time, one step at a time. No matter what you're facing, no matter what you're going through, like you can have a friend, probably your friend, you think your friend is maybe doing more than you or doing better than you or something like that. Like you just don't like you just have to believe, trust the fact that this thing I'm doing, my time will come. Just stick to your plan, no matter even if you fail at some point, even if you fail and you consider yourself as a failure, you just have to like stick to the plan. And another thing is God factor. Like like God has a way of making things like if you're going to enter into a problem or into trouble or something, and if you're going to like enter into anything, God won't allow you to enter a situation or a problem that you cannot survive from it. Do you understand? So it's part of life. My father would say fail is first attempt in learning. So as a medical student, when you fail, don't see it as it's finished or something. It's just the first attempt in learning, and then when you find yourself doing that thing again, you know that okay, it was worth it and it makes more sense. So me, my life, I know where I'm coming from. I know the things I've done. I know the paths I've taken for life, becoming a doctor. You know, and I'm grateful for the journey so far. I'm grateful for my parents, my siblings, my pastor, my colleagues, absent sites, like medical school generally. You know, like I really, really, really learned a lot. I made friends. I learned more about life generally. Medical school gave me another perception to life, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Like I'm really grateful for that. So it's just it's just the thing. Keep going, keep pushing, keep being yourself. I mean, don't ever change, don't ever break because of pressure.
So,
Just keep being yourself. Just stay true to yourself. Stay true to your dreams.
man, one of my favorite quotes, man to thy own self.
Yeah, man to thy own self. So it's just the thing. And then always pray to God. Be in line with God, be in touch with God.
You tell us some fun facts about you, just one or two. Fun facts.
Fun facts.
We already know you dance. We already know you're in social media. Now, so social media, what else?
I'm a very good footballer.
Yes, it's true. It's true. for you to stop me.
Yeah.
They're playful. Okay,
Fun
yeah,
fact about myself.
Jay has fine boy syndrome. Jay loves looking into the mirror. Jay loves taking pictures.
Of course, I'm a model. Come on. Yeah. So
Okay.
what? Can't tell you.
Okay. Then therefore another fun fact. Jay was my course. We both started with a different course.
Yeah.
Biochemistry. I think he was one of the first people I met. It's like now in medical school, one of the earliest persons I met in university. That was my question. Oh, well,
Yes,
biochemistry.
I was a coach. Yes. Say it so that they will hear it.
So yeah, so I think it's quite wonderful that finally,
Uh-huh.
wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
something to
I didn't mention that my first year in university, um, that was 2015. I applied for medicine, they gave me biochemistry. So I had to do biochemistry for like 1 year and some months. Biochemistry, I ran from biochemistry department because they were saying a lot of things there. Chemistry, Chem 1 and Biochem 101 I became.
What do you know, like light chemistry?
No, no,
What was
no.
your favorite course in medicine?
In
Medical school.
medical school.
What's your favorite course?
Mm.
Is it
Medical school, okay. Then in preclinical it was biochemistry.
Okay.
Yeah, it was biochemistry. And then my 400 level it was pharmacology.
Okay, you have a best for each level.
Yes.
Me too. I could not choose one.
I could not. Then my
Yeah.
500 level was O&G, obstetrics and gynecology. Pediatrics showed me pepper. Yeah, pediatrics showed me pepper, but then
In as much as a pediatrician was one of his inspiration.
yeah, so but pediatrics showed me pepper. Then my final year, surgery. Yeah, surgery. Surgery is straightforward. Like it's very straightforward for me, you know. Yeah, surgery. But then medicine.
Okay, so medicine is like your word.
Medicine is cool. I like medicine too. But medicine is, I don't know, I feel it's quite complicated and broad, so broad. But medicine is, I like medicine too. But then surgery, then ComMed, ComMed is their father. ComMed, but we finally survived, you know.
Yeah, and you will too.
And you will too. So being a medical student, sorry, that's a whole lot. The mental health is always like at risk of.
Did you lose friends? I'm sorry, you know how they say it, non-medical students friends,
Non-medical students.
non-medical students. Did you find yourself trying to explain to them? Did you ever find yourself in a spot in where you have to explain to them that either you're unavailable for something or you just do not show up for something, even online, even on social media? Do you ever find yourself in that space? Do you ever find somebody complaining that you're usually not available? Just anything like that. Do you ever have that kind of scenario?
The thing is,
You were really a social person.
yeah, I am a social person. I've always been a social person. But then, one thing about being a social person, people feel you have a whole lot of friends. You have lots of friends. But my space is still intact. You know, my circle somehow has always been intact. My day ones are still my day ones, and my OGs in medical school are still my OGs. I've never lost. I didn't lose a friend. I didn't lose any friendship. Yeah. But then sometimes, medical school, I just intentionally don't want to do a lot of things. You understand? It's not that I cannot do it or I don't want to do it, but intentionally Like probably sometimes when my friends, sometimes I don't, when they call me to like come around, you understand, go out, go clubbing, you know, intentionally, I don't, I don't attend. I just choose not to be there. Yeah. But then I think somehow I'm always available like to my friends. So like if you call me, you want to do something, I always do it. I will come.
Okay.
I'll come.
Okay,
Yeah.
because we've had stories of, medical students saying, not that we can't really keep up, we find it difficult, trying to get somebody else to understand that, more I know they because they're really jealous or something. But it's fine. Okay, so Jay, you're free to ask me one question. Me, Lillian, one question will you ask me?
Mm.
So,
One question.
just ask me one question. No, don't overthink it. Okay.
You asked me something. It's one word.
Oh, wow.
How would you describe your life in medical school?
Oh my god. My medical school experience and my life in medical
Your
school.
life in medical school. Or your medical school experience.
Mm. One word. Now I'll say unraveling. I don't know.
Unraveling. One thing about Lillian, people should listen to me. One thing about Lillian likes big English, big grammar. Let's say one word now. Unraveling.
Alright, one word now. Like,
Unraveling.
okay, let me explain. I shall explain Kaya. So for me, it was discovery. Layers peeled. It was almost like every time there was a layer peeled for me. Yeah, so that's it. I wouldn't thought I would have done politics in Mexico. So
Yes,
I'll say it was there was a lot of layering. I have uncovering for me. Maybe I would think about it later and find
Yeah, I feel you.
one word that would
It makes
describe
sense
all of
too.
it.
Makes sense. Then another question.
I never thought I would do night class in medical school.
That was my worst.
As a
I
God,
hated
go
night
to
classes.
class. I did not like.
But what I did was evening classes. I'll go to school by 5 and come back by
Yeah,
10.
that one
Every day.
works better.
Every day. Like, God,
Works
sleeping
better.
in class.
First time my first night class experience, I did not even understand why people were sleeping. I had to on medical bill. First time, God, I was now praying that daybreak is dawn should come. Let me carry my bag and start going back to my room.
One thing about
But I didn't know why people were sleeping. Because I was thinking the purpose for night class is to come and read, like to be able to cover up. 11 o'clock, people were already sleeping.
That's the thing. Most people they go to night class and then they end up
Oh my god.
deceiving themselves.
No, but for some of them, what I noticed later on.
If you go to class by 7 and then you sleep around 11, that's just like 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 hours of studying.
That's for you now. But for some other person feels like they should study till like a very long time. But there was something I noticed, I think because I'm quite observant. I noticed there was one person I took note of, like when I started being, that was a 200 level where you just need that you have to put in your oil or they'll keep you out. I noticed what she used to do then was she would come in, once it's 10 o'clock, she would pack her books and sleep. Then when it's about 3 o'clock or so, she would wake up and start reading. So it makes sense to me. But initially, I just did not understand why you say you're going for 9 class and you still go there and sleep. But later, I found myself in the same position where I was trying to beat sleep too. So
Of course,
in you trying to stay awake throughout the night, you still doze. and sleep. And most times what you're reading at that point is not even anything in your head. So yeah, that's it.
Mm,
Okay.
my night class experience, I just hated the whole uncomfortable feeling
Mm-hmm.
because I love my comfort no matter what.
You
Just
know, be hoodie,
yeah, you just have
comfy and cozy.
comfy and cozy. Of course, the weather is quite cold over here.
Which over here, the weather is very hot. I don't know how G
It's a
Jay is
lie.
always very hoodie. Weather is hot, guys. Weather is
It's
very
not
hot.
hot.
This is a very hot afternoon
It's not hot
in the
though.
month of
It's not hot
February.
though.
Very
It's
hot.
not hot. But then I'm not sweating. I'm actually.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So yes, this is it. Thank you all so much. We hope that you were able to pick one or two things. The aim was just to have a very comfy, not too serious conversation and keep it going. That's just it. We're hopeful that we have very bright futures ahead of us. And
Active bring deals.
so
Bring deals.
so that's just it. I just hope that the younger ones would pick one or two things from this video, and then ourselves, wherever we'll be in the nearest future, we can look back and feel the gratitude out there. So yes, guys. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Catch ya.
Ta-da.
Uh,
Thank you so much, Jay, for agreeing to do this.
yeah. Of course, I love to do this.
Alright, guys. Bye.